All right, we're ready.
Okay.
So we got Marli Knox.
Hi.
Okay. So you got anything that you want to plug?
Well, we can plug my OnlyFans.
Okay, we was gonna talk about that later, but you know, we'll
Okay.
probably go ahead.
Well,
We
my
are gonna
only,
talk about that.
if you don't know what that is, you'll just have to check it out to find out. But it's, I'm currently running a little bit of a deal, and it's only $10 for a month. But it's onlyfans.com/Marli Knox.
Okay. You got any upcoming shows or anything like that?
Well, next month I'll be the 14th and the 15th. I'll be kind of being an enhancement talent, like an extra on for the Shine shows in Detroit and Chicago. And then I'll be at the Battle Broad show next month also.
Okay, okay. That's with IWA, right? Mid
Yep,
South.
yep.
What can you tell us about that? Like, is it like a tournament or what's going on with that?
I don't think it's a tournament. It's just going to be like a monthly thing that they're going to do where it's just all girls from all over the country.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I know Ludark's going to be there and Amy Lee for sure. It's like they're just gradually announcing people. Unfortunately, we can't do death matches because of the building.
Okay. Let's see. So SSC. No, no. Before that was Death Becomes Her 2. Was that your first death match?
Yes.
Okay. What was your mindset going into that? Like, what your mindset, your whole experience, like, and what made you want to jump into death matches? I know you did a Q&A, I think it was last week or something. You said on your own,
Mm-hmm.
and you said something about Marcus Crane.
Well, first thing that kind of happened was I was managing Cash Borden and Madman Pondo, and they were letting me do spots in the matches like thumbtacks and getting hit with tack bats and things. And then I kind of decided I wanted to do it, and then I kind of talked to him about it, and he gave me the kind of helped me give me the confidence to want to do it. I've known him forever.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so you went against Randy West, right?
Yes,
How was that? How did that go? Your
it was
first
really
death match.
good. Having her being my first person I worked in my actual first death match was a great experience because she's really good at making you feel comfortable and confident in what you're doing. And she let me kind of do whatever I wanted, like the spot where I went at the end where I went into the razor board.
The Razor Board.
Uh-huh.
I haven't seen it yet. So
That was
so so now I know that they had some barbed wire boards and razor boards,
mm-hmm.
right? You said razor
Yeah.
boards?
We had a razor board. That was
A
the end.
razor board.
Yes.
Okay.
It was like I saw that in the back and I was like, I want to use it. I want to be put through this. I was like, I told Marcus I was stealing his shit from him.
So for your first death match, you wanted to do a razor board.
Yeah,
The first official. Okay, okay,
I'm kind of an all in type of person. Do all just like go full force into something. If I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it as crazy as possible.
okay. So you're saying that is there a weapon that you would not use?
I haven't came upon one yet, but I know carpet strips are kind of because we used that in my one of my last matches at Southern Sickness, and they kind of are pointless. I mean, they give you a scars because I have some of those on my back, but they don't draw blood or really have an effect.
With the carpet strips.
Yeah, they're kind of like, oh, okay.
They got a nice snap to them whenever they break.
Yeah, I got hit with a lot of them. Murdoch hit me with a lot of them. Yeah,
What?
that was an experience. I did 4 death matches in 2 days.
Well, tell us about that. Tell us about the whole experience. Like how did you get into the tournament to begin with?
Well, I kind of knew JC anyway, but after he saw what I did at Death Becomes Her, it was kind of like, hey, you want to do it? And I was like, hell yeah, I do. And then there was the whole thing of, oh, you're going to work Sabrina. That got pulled. And then it was Neil Cutter. And then when I got there, it was like, oh, hey, you're going to work me. That's what JC told me. I was like, oh, okay. I got in the car with them because we all went together. And he said, oh, you're going to work me. I was like, I'm fine with that because, I already know him. I know what he does and stuff. So we went through that, and then I beat him, which actually I didn't know. I wasn't even supposed to make it past the first round. And then I do my sliced bread, and he was supposed to put me in. He was going to put me into a tombstone, and like that was going to be the end of it. But then he slows me down and then lets me win, and I'm like, and he's like, "Welcome to the second round." I was like, "Excuse me, what?" So it was like legitimate shock. They surprised me with, "Hey, you're going to the second round." During the match. So I was like, okay. It was a big, big, big shock. But they're putting a lot of faith in me by letting me do that.
So you pretty much went from Death Becomes Her, your first death match, and then jumped right into the tournament.
Yes.
The a huge tournament actually.
He sees a lot of potential in me. He's kind of decided him and his dad both actually. I'm kind of like the JC calls me the rotten prodigy.
He has taken you under his wing, right?
Yes.
That's okay.
Completely.
So him and his dad has taken you under.
Well, yeah, that's what it's become now because his dad's kind of gotten the interest in me. Like, hey, she's kind of crazy. My son thinks she's good, and they want to help me. Like, I'm supposed to go and like work on some stuff, get some more training in with them for Mid South and the girl in the Battle Broad show. Like JC has the goal of putting me as many companies as possible, wrestling as big of stars as possible.
Okay.
Because he said he's always, since I've started talking, I've met him. He's always said that he sees a heart in me that a lot of girls and men in general, people in general, do not have for wrestling. And he kind of threw me in full force at Sickness because I got to wrestle him. And then second round, I wrestled Reed Bentley. And then the semifinals, I wrestled John Wayne Murdoch. But then the first show, the first night, they said, hey, you're going to be my partner for the Barroom Brawl, which was a crazy experience because anyone that's ever wrestled Murdoch or Reed Bentley knows that they hit really, really, really hard.
Yes.
So it meant I got to go full force in with them. And if you saw any of the pictures of what my face looked like, because I took pictures after each match of how, like, the progressiveness of what my face looked like, I had a huge knot on the front of my head and the back of my head. Like, they were, like, a full line. Like, so, and I had, like, a big old goose egg in the middle of my forehead and purple, and it was swollen on my nose, and I had black eyes.
I remember at one point you were going up against JC and you were sitting in a chair. I think y'all did the ballroom brawl type thing.
The
ballroom fight.
Yeah.
Full arms or something, and you were smiling while that was happening.
Yeah.
You had the biggest grin on your face.
Guess that makes me a little bit crazy. I mean, like, for me, I've kind of discovered since I've started doing like being like a manager in the deathmatch stuff and then actually doing it full on myself, the more I bleed, the more into it I get, and the more like I just
she made her debut.
This is dangerous, which it's not if you work with the right people, and it's just
her debut. her debut in Chicago at Death Becomes Her for Resistance Pro and Group Fight. And she had a really outstanding outing against Randy West, I do believe.
Randy West. She is queen of the.
She won Death Becomes Her that night.
She also won
Queen of the Death.
Queen of the Death, ladies and gentlemen. I was there for that. My first queen ever.
Marli is extremely new to not just deathmatch wrestling, but wrestling in general.
Huge wooden doors. So I'm like, I think I was trading forearms with Murdoch, and at first, no, it was Reed, and then Murdoch comes up behind me, and I'm like, they're like, watch out, and I get, whoa.
She made her debut in Chicago at Death Becomes Her for Resistance Pro and Group Fight. And she had a really outstanding outing against Randy West, I do believe.
Randy West.
Let's see.
She is queen of the.
Says you are
She
so
won Death
badass in
Becomes Her that
death
night.
matches, and not only a
Queen
badass
of the
in the
Death.
ring,
Queen of the Death,
you
ladies
really
and gentlemen. I was there
extremely
for
hot.
that. My first queen ever.
Marli is extremely new to not just deathmatch wrestling, but wrestling in general.
And like the polar opposite, like I'm all about like the glam makeup and stuff. And then people are like, oh, look at her makeup, look at what she looks like, she can't do this. And then when they actually see what I do, they're like, oh, okay. Like Blue Dark, you look at her and you're like, yeah, she's gonna beat someone's ass. Like legit. Or Mickey Knuckles. They look like someone that will end you.
Right.
They're like, oh, she's little and she's girly looking, she's not gonna do anything. And then I'm like, hey, I'm gonna prove a point. That's why like everything I do, I go full force with it.
Wait, how tall are you?
I'm maybe 5 foot.
Jesus fucking Christ, that's short.
Yeah. Have you seen the show yet from Southern Sickness?
I have.
So you saw how tiny I was compared to JC and even Reed Bentley, and he's the shorter of the three. And Murdoch, it was like I was standing across the ring from him, and I was like, oh, okay, this is intimidating a little bit. Not like just a little bit on the fact that I'm like, I'm really gonna get my ass thrown around here. And then, but the whole experience with Sickness was great. I didn't sleep much because we all stayed in one hotel, and all of our hotel rooms were right together, so it was really loud. And some of the rooms were connected. Thank goodness I ended up staying with JC and Tori, so I didn't have to like deal with one of the dudes randomly showing up. But we had one. Tori went to go get food for us, and me and JC were sitting there, and we hear a loud bang, 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 bang at the door, and we're like, "What idiot is at our door?" Open the door, and it's Marcus Crane at the door, and he flings himself. His God knows what he's done already. So onto the bed I'm gonna be sleeping on. I'm like, are you serious, dude? The bed I'm sleeping on, you're just gonna fling your entire self onto it. Like, come on, bro. Come on.
Corey wants to know thoughts about Sickness
He let
2020.
me use. I'm super excited and super ready. I'm ready for whatever they throw at me. And I like that there's gonna be more girls involved. I have my people I want to see in it.
Who do you want in
I'm
it?
not sure who. Like girl wise, I want to see Ludark, Addie Starr, Jules Malone. Love her. Met her through Death Becomes Her, and she was like the second I met her, she was like the sweetest person I've ever met. And she's a badass.
She seems pretty cool.
She is super cool. Like I've never felt so comfortable in a locker room with girls. Like usually girls are not super welcoming of me because I don't know why. But all of the girls were super, super sweet. And like it started raining like in the middle of the show, and we had this little, I mean little, like locker room, square locker room, like tiny, like we were basically have to sit in each other's laps when we were getting ready. Like, we had to step over each other to go out to the entrance. And so luckily for us, there was a door that leads outside. And we were outside in the rain after our matches, just chilling in the rain, dancing and acting like idiots. And,
You see that picture
yeah,
right there?
Yes.
It's where you had the gusset plate put in your arm, I
Yes.
believe.
Multiple gusset plates.
Yeah.
Multiple times.
Yeah.
The bruise part is from when I was with Murdoch.
How did that feel? Like I know that it's a gusset plate going to your arm and it fucking hurts, but I mean like how did you
Honestly, wasn't bad.
really?
Yeah, I'm like, because it's so sharp, it goes in seamlessly. Well, for me, I'm a weirdo. I can handle pain really well, apparently. So I was just like, oh, that kind of hurt. It stings, but it's like, okay, that's not so bad. But Murdoch, he hits way harder than JC does, and then I'm just like, he's dragging me around by my hair, and then he leans me against the ropes. I'm like, oh god, what's he gonna do? He takes the gusset plate, puts it on top of my head, makes a fist, and just bangs it into my scalp. That sucked a little bit more, just a little bit.
Let's see. Johnny wants to say any awesome death matches coming up in 2020. Thanks for accepting my friend's request.
I've already gotten booked for the AWR 3-day tournament. I think it's in March or April next year. Of course, Southern Sickness. And I'm open to bookings. Like, there's a lot of people that want to see me at H2O or GCW, which I don't know. GCW seems like it's kind of like, I don't know if they're going to want me this early on, but I guess we'll see. I've had a lot of support from G Raver about like going further in death matches.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
GCW, that's something that is that like a goal for you right now?
Yeah. Goal is GCW. I want to wrestle, like, if I'm gonna do it, I want to wrestle the top people. I don't want to just be like, I'm not just satisfied with just. I mean, everyone I work is good. Like, all these guys I met at Southern Sickness are great, but GCW is a goal. Going to Japan with death matches would be a huge goal.
Yeah. That's where everybody wants to go is Japan. I mean,
I've always wanted to go to Japan, not just for wrestling, but that's a huge goal for me.
Japan is cool. I like Japan.
And the wrestling is
Deathmatch wrestling in Japan is cool.
yes.
Who is your do you follow BJW or Freedoms or the Japanese guys? You follow them?
Yes.
Who's your top pick right now?
Ooh.
Like who's the number one guy over there?
That's a hard question. I'm not sure
I have two.
one. I'm not sure if I can pick just one.
I have two. I have Kasai and Takeda. Those are my two tops.
They're definitely good. All the names, as soon as I get asked that, I'm like, my brain goes, who? What?
You forget.
Yeah, that's why I was making a list of like, so I could say people, and then like, the one thing I didn't write down was like the Japanese deathmatch wrestlers. Like, I have my list of people I want to work, but I didn't get my list of my favorite deathmatch wrestlers.
You said you were open book, so I was going with it. Look, Travis wants to know what made you get into deathmatch wrestling.
Well, at first, like, after I kind of started doing managing stuff with the deathmatch, it was kind of like, you know what? I look different than all these other girls that do deathmatch wrestling. That's going to be my way to stand out. That's going to be how people are going to know who I am. That's how I'm gonna prove a point, make a name for myself, and actually be successful.
Okay.
And for me, I was like, it's when it happened. When I started getting all this attention. I was kind of like, holy crap! So this is what it feels like to actually mean something in the wrestling community. It all happens at once.
So what do you do whenever you're not wrestling?
I read a lot. A lot. Listen to a lot of music. Those are my main two things. I do pictures. I take pictures, of course, and read. Reading, like I said, reading a lot. Reading takes up a lot of my free time.
Okay. So you're like a bookworm.
Yes, very much so.
Okay. Let's see. All right. The dream match.
Right now, until it happens, my dream match would either be Ludark, like in any type of death match, or Sage Sin.
Ooh.
I've been
Sage
following
Sin.
both for a long time, and Sage is one of those people that, and Ludark are definitely two of those people I'm like, I need to work them. And also Mickey Knuckles.
Okay. I don't think
Because
she's in a death match in a long time.
I think, I hope she'll at least do one for me. People of our JC has said that I'm like his Mickey Knuckles. That's what he's said about me since I've started working for him. So it's kind of like protect her at all costs. Don't let her do stupid companies that won't make sure you're safe and stuff from
Right.
who are not safe.
Have you worked with any bad promoters?
Well, since I'm spilling the tea and being an open book, that I was supposed to go up to Detroit, Michigan, and work Horror Slam. And
Oh yeah. What happened with that? You were supposed to go up against Peter B, the
yeah,
guy that uses unsafe glass.
exactly. And I was like, the more I thought about it, I was just like, and the more I talked to JC and Ian and Amazing Maria and G Raver, was just kind of like, this is not a good idea. This doesn't seem safe. Like, I'm not gonna get fucked up when I have all these big things come. Like, Shine is a huge opportunity, and that's soon. And I'm like, I don't want to get, even if it's just as an extra, that's a big opening for me. So I was like, I was sick too, but I was just like, yeah, this is a good way to get out of it. And then they talked shit saying I was like doing another show, which I wasn't.
So if Horace Slam wanted you to come back, would you?
If they gave me a better match,
So
gave me a better opponent, they're
you
on
just
the
don't
list.
you really don't want to wrestle him, do you?
No, he
Huh?
calls himself an. No, I do not. He calls himself an international deathmatch star, but I've never heard of him until they wanted me to wrestle him.
You don't remember him back in IWA whenever Ian got a hold to him? He fucked him up.
I was probably a kid then, depending on the year. Wasn't it like 2000 something?
Oh, I don't remember. Yeah, it was 2000 something. I don't remember what year, but
I was like in grade school, so I probably was. But I was like, I know Nick Gage, I know Schlack, I know Jimmy Lloyd and Raven Havoc and people like that, but I've never heard of you. So you're an international deathmatch superstar. Where?
I don't know. I don't follow him that much.
I don't either. I got rid of all of that stuff on my Facebook. I was just like, because I got also another thing that kind of pushed me that way was I heard a lot of talk that their whole reasoning for wanting to bring me in was because the days we had sickness, they had a show up there and took a lot of our talent from our show because they offered them more money, kind of screwed us over in the long run. And I was like this, I was a standout on the show, and they were like, "Oh, let's bring her in and bury her," and show that she's not shit. And I got warned that there was plans against me, at least by him, from him,
But you got what?
like I got told by some people that there was like he had plans to like do something to me. I don't know how true that is, but I was just kind of like, okay, that doesn't sound like a good plan to show up for that.
That sounds creepy as fuck.
Like, I know I had like Jeff King in the locker room, and I know Schlack and people like that would they don't seem like people that would like him too much. So it's kind of like I would have been safe in the locker room, but the match not so much.
So you're saying that if there's one person that you do not ever want to wrestle, it's him.
Mm-hmm. Yes. And
I
also,
agree.
I was like when they booked me, I was talking to Rachel, which is one of the promoters, and I later found out that like all the compliments and like from a girl, it's like all right, and then I found out later it was her husband or boyfriend or whoever he is, that he was also a part of the promoting the company, was the one talking to me, not her. So I was like, wow, what a creep. I don't want to work for this. You're not being a professional promoter, you know?
So you're saying that he can almost, in sort of a way, catfish you.
Yeah, kind of, yeah.
God, that's
Like he was telling me, oh, like about my pictures that I sent for promos to choose from and stuff, like saying I was sexy and blah blah blah. And I was like, from a girl, it's kind of not. It's still weird because I don't know you, but it's creepy when it's a dude that looks old enough to be my father. Especially when you're doing it under the guise of being a woman.
and you was just going there to wrestle.
Yeah.
That's fucked up.
Yeah, tell me about it. I was just like, yeah, this is not gonna happen.
That's okay. I was not expecting that.
Yeah.
That was okay. Fantastic. I don't know what to say about that one, man. That's
Surprise! I get lots
yeah,
of
I can hear you.
lots
So
of love.
okay, let's see. Moving on. You said that. Say what?
I didn't say anything.
Mike said, "Fuck Peter B." I'm pretty sure Blake says the same thing. So you said you gave us like your the female side of SSC 2020. What about the male side?
Yeah, let me think. Let's see. I definitely would like to see Jimmy Lloyd. I'd love to be able to work him. Um, Schlack. Of course, Marcus. Because you can't really, it doesn't seem right to have a deathmatch show without his crazy psycho ass. Um, Raven Havoc, definitely. At Sickness, I definitely became really good friends with him. Like, really good friends with him. Him and his sister.
Marcus Crane has done some fucking crazy matches.
Mm-hmm.
If he was in the tournament, would you try to top him in
Of course.
the level of craziness?
Of course.
Corey said, "Fuck Peter B." Hashtag fuck Peter B.
I would for sure try to top him. Like, I know it'd be hard to do, but like if I worked him, like that would be kind of intense. Because I'm like balls to the wall. He's definitely balls to the wall.
Oh yeah.
Like throw me where, do whatever you want. You know, like at least don't break my leg or something, but do whatever the hell we want to do. You know.
Pigeon spikes. He did pigeon spikes.
I'll do it.
So, what did you think about the Angel of Death tournament?
Is that the one that I saw that was like terrible? Like a bunch
What
of
do
guys
you?
with masks and jeans. Because if so, that was like, it was laughably horrible. Like the entertainment level was just because it was horrible.
It's one of those things that it's just so bad it's good.
It's
Is that what
funny.
you're
Like,
saying?
yeah, it was funny. Like good on like a talent level, but like if you're into it for comedy, oh, there's your deathmatch. So
What do you think about the grinder spot they did?
Oh, that was something.
Would you ever do that?
Mm.
A fucking grinder. I've been cut by a grinder before, and it sucks.
Mm-hmm.
It really sucks. There's no blood. It cauterizes the wound as soon as it
Yep.
hits your skin.
That's exactly why I'm like, I want to do things that make you bleed.
So I don't know if I like it if I don't. Like it was cool, but no, I didn't like it. Fuck it.
But it doesn't give you the like death matches are bloody and gore.
Yes.
Like I don't want to do like I said about the carpet strips. It's just like they make the noise, but they don't have anything to show for it.
Shoot style.
Did
Blake
you?
wants to know about what about a male dream match opponent?
Oh, I've got like 4 for that. 5 for that.
All right.
Shellac, of course. Marcus Payne, of course, not course. Jimmy Lloyd, Raven Havoc, and of course Nick Gage.
Nick Gage.
Mm-hmm.
I know somebody said something about that whenever you were doing another Q&A on your own. I think like last week or something.
Yeah.
I think somebody said that they wanted to see you versus Nick Gage
Yes.
in a death match.
Uh-huh.
Blake said she wasn't sick.
I'm actually seeing the comments pop up.
In the little bubble down there.
Yeah. So I see she wasn't sick! ! LOL.
You said didn't want to wrestle Peter B
No.
with his unsafe glass.
I went to the IWA Mid South show.
You was there at the time that you were supposed to be. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I was
Oh,
there.
okay. Yeah, so you wasn't sick. You wasn't sick. You was just a little under the weather, let's say. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Peter B and its fucking unsafe glass.
Yeah, I know.
Asshole.
I know Akira.
Let's see. Johnny said kick some ass in Southern Sickness 2020.
Thank you. I plan on it.
I'm extremely excited about it though.
I'm super excited. Like I was excited for last year. This year, not last year. Will be last year, but I'm even more excited for next year because we're gonna. People have no idea what we're bringing up because like I've been talking with JC and like we've been talking about ideas. Like we were like, let's do stuff we don't see in America. Like things that aren't as common, or at least when they are done, they're not done right.
Oh, kind of like how CZW does explosion matches.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, since they got that the Cage of Death coming up soon, they say that it's going to be an exploding cage.
Let's see how bad they can.
Is it going to be that great?
No.
I mean, it's cool and all, a good visual, but
There, if it say GCW did it.
say what?
I said the possibilities there. Say GCW did it instead of them.
I would like to see that. I would like to see him bring in Onita and do it.
Yes.
Do a real one.
Mm-hmm.
Just fucking bring Onita, and just let him do his thing.
Mm-hmm.
He will fucking kill it.
Yes.
So, let's see. Let's talk about your what is it? OnlyFans? Fans only? Yep. Which one is it?
OnlyFans.
Let's talk about that. What is that?
It's basically like where you can pay money monthly to see. Well, for mine, most of the people on there, I know there's other female wrestlers that do it because it's a good support, so you don't have to work a normal job and you kind of do whatever you want. But it's like nudes and nude videos and pictures.
So that's what you do on the. That's what they'll see if they get that from you.
Yes.
Okay. And what's the how do they get to that?
Well, if you go on my Instagram, I have the link in my bio. But it's but the lady like the website is onlyfans.com/Marli Knox. MARLIKNOX.
Okay. Okay. Cool. Let's see, Corey. Can't wait to see you at IWA. Going to be a dope show.
Thank you. I have a feeling it really will be a dope show. Like, there's a lot of people that want to see me versus Ludark. And I've been watching a lot of her matches, and I'm like, she's a hard hitter, like a brawler.
What about LaFisto?
Yes. Her too.
Like she used to throw down back in the day.
I know. And Candice LeRae.
Yeah.
Seeing her do some of the death matches was like, yeah, I could do that. If she can do it, I can do it. Like, one of the most badass spots I've seen was when she wrestled when they went against the Young Bucks and she got the freaking super kick with the thumbtacks. I was like, hell yes.
Ooh. What are your thoughts on Alex Naveed? You know who that is, right?
Yeah, he's friends with me on here. He's a crazy motherfucker.
Would you wrestle him? Would you try to top his level of craziness? Because he's on a completely different playing field than everybody else right now with his fucking crazy shit.
I mean, I don't know if I'd top it, but I would certainly try to do the same level.
Dude set the fucking ring on fire. That's all I gotta say. He set the whole ring on fire himself. And what was his name? Magadon Cross or something like that. Did you see that? You didn't see that, did you?
I don't think I did.
How did you not see
How
that?
did how did I miss that?
I don't know because
Find that.
it was all over. I can't believe you didn't see that. That was fucking awesome. He got a lot of shit for it though.
Yeah, I could kind of see why, I
Well,
guess.
he used gasoline.
Oh.
So he, I love the dude. He's fucking awesome. Let's see, Johnny. Alley Cat is fighting Nick Gage in Texas in a death match in GCW. Your thoughts on that?
I love Alley Cat. I haven't met her, but I stan her. Like, definitely. Everything about her is pretty fucking great.
Let's see. I haven't seen much of her matches. I don't know.
I don't know if she's so much a deathmatch person, since I've never seen her do a deathmatch. But
Who's your top like number one person right now, and that you think is number one in the U.S.?
oh,
I want to hear your male and female.
that's a good one. Oh, it's hard to pick just one. But if you're talking like someone who's like crazy, I would say definitely Marcus. Like, he's one of the craziest people I've ever met in the United States. Like, he does everything and anything. And then like female, it's hard to pick a US one because there's not a lot in the US to choose from. I definitely say Sage when she comes back will definitely be will be my pick.
Yes, I like her. She's badass.
But international for women would definitely be like Canada, from what I've seen and experienced from like seeing shows and stuff, would be like Addie Star. Definitely. Like, I want to do a Lego death match with her so bad.
A Lego death match.
That's like her stick.
A Lego death match. I know they hurt when you step on them, so I can only imagine. But
Yeah,
they don't draw much blood.
Well, it wouldn't be just Legos in it. Just Legos would be there for the pain level. Like you wrestle barefoot.
Okay. So like a barefoot Lego thumbtack death match
Yeah.
with pits of salt or some shit.
Or
Would you
like,
ever do some shit like that?
yeah,
Salt. Okay.
like tequila or
Lemon boards.
yeah, I've seen that before.
Yeah. What about going old school whenever with some mustard? I remember Zandig did some mustard one time in
You
Japan.
mustard, bro.
I thought that was crazy. Let's see. Let's see. Okay, your top number one wrestler, like past, present, just that trumps all the
Deathmatch wrestling wise,
yes, death match.
two for you. I have that
Okay.
written. Mick Foley and Bruiser Brody.
Wow. Okay. Okay. Why? I wasn't expecting that, but why?
Well, Mick Foley, I mean, he was like someone I kind of just grew up watching. And I always thought, he's really crazy. I would never do that though, but this is really freaking cool to watch. And then Bruce Brody, I just, when I was about maybe 7 or 8, when I fully got like access to YouTube on my own, I started watching him on YouTube. And I was like, this guy's wild. And he like lives his character. Like he is the character.
Okay. And what about Bruiser Brody?
Bruiser Brody is like honestly, I think I like him the more I've watched him from being a kid to now. It's just like now, especially when I'm doing death matches, it's like he is like a badass. Like he is someone that you can look at his stuff and be like, this is the old school style of death matches. Like I can take something from this and it'll be something people haven't seen.
I'm surprised you didn't say Terry Funk.
I also have someone that's like an IWA Mid South guy, like early 2000s, that I'm like, I look at his stuff and I'm like, there's something I can do. There's something I can do. There's something I can do.
Let's see. Mike was asking a question about headbutts from JC.
Mm-hmm.
I saw a little pop up, but I was letting you talk. Um, tell us about the headbutts from JC.
I did the
What
real.
did the headbutts feel like from JC? That's what it was. Thank you, Mike.
It was kind of like since I did my headbutt first, my head was kind of numb, so I didn't really feel much of it. And especially when you're in the middle of a match, you don't feel anything till after you go backstage and start drinking some water and you're sitting down.
And when the adrenaline is gone.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Then your whole body just feels like, what the fuck did I do?
Like what's your mindset whenever you're going into a death match? Like how do you get pumped up for a death match?
Listen to music, talk
What do
to
you listen to while you play like
metalcore, like Metallica and Pantera, things like that. Marilyn Manson,
I
Rob.
love Pantera. That's my shit right there.
Marilyn Manson is the theme song that I use.
Okay.
I just
You listen to music, like you what, stomp around or some shit?
I just kind of like sit there and like listen to it, put my headphones in it, and get into my mind. Think, go over some stuff like some thoughts, spots I think I want to throw in, and then I talk. I honestly, and then one of the other thing I do is I distract myself from thinking about the match until I'm out there, right before. So I'm like being loud and talking to the guys and stuff, and the boys in the back.
Okay.
And then as soon as I walk through the curtain, like I shift into my wrestling character.
What's the worst injury that you've seen or that you've had?
Definitely, like the worst I've seen would be G Raver's arm.
Yeah,
And for me, did you see what my knee looked like after my match with Murdoch?
I did. I did.
Yeah, I didn't feel it until they sat me down and were like going and working us over, both of us over, getting the porcupine quills out of him. They're like, "Look at your knee," and I was like, "That's so fucking cool!" Like it was just gushing blood, and then there was like the underneath that was sticking out, like this much of it was sticking out of my knee.
Wait, what was sticking out? Like fucking, like fucking meat?
Yeah,
Or-
straight up, just like the meat was sticking out of my leg, and I was like, "Oh, that's cool."
You should have got a video of that.
There's a picture.
A picture, but a video is
I didn't have
because
my
you said
phone.
it was gushing blood. That would have been badass. Kind of like whenever remember whenever Deranged like busted his head and he was writing King of the Deathmatch on the floor in blood.
Yes.
Yeah, you should have did some shit like that.
I didn't have my phone with me, or I totally would.
SSC.
There's my knee.
There it is.
Yummy.
There it is. Yeah, yeah. I see shit's like sticking out.
Yeah, it was deep too. Like the scar I have now, it's super thick, like this. When you touch it, it's like this thick.
Jesus fucking Christ. Yeah, it is deep. You can see how dark the blood is.
Mhm.
That's fucked up.
Yeah, like they taped it up, and like since it was like where it was, there's stairs to go down into the bar to go into where our locker room was, and that was hell trying to walk down in there. I was just like, this sucks, this sucks, this sucks, this sucks. And
Okay.
I couldn't help clean up, and I felt bad.
So let's see. Who we only know three people that's in SSC right now, 2020.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know of anybody?
I'm not sure if I can share. But
I was just seeing if you would.
I don't know if JC would kick my ass or not. But there's been some talks, some kind of throwing it out there that they might bring in our crazy ass Russian friend.
Alex?
Yeah.
Oh,
A
okay.
huge maybe, but it's a possibility.
Okay. Okay. That's a possibility. I like that.
Give him a
That
chance in the States.
he needs it. He needs it. Because he's a good guy. He's
He's
good.
interesting. His YouTube videos crack me. I mean, his videos he posts on Facebook are hilarious. I'm just sitting there going, I don't know what's going on sometimes, but it's funny.
That would be interesting. Okay. Is there anything that you wanna leave us with? Anything you wanna plug before we head out?
Keep an eye out for me. If you want to see me, let promoters know you want to see the Little Trash Princess. Also, like it says on the screen, buy Southern Sickness
Yes.
for sure. If you haven't seen it and you're very like on the fence about buying it, definitely buy it. Like you missed out. There's so many people that are like, damn, we missed it. You know, it's like
It
yeah,
it
missed it.
it is awesome.
There are people all over the country, like the country, and different countries too, that have watched it. Like I have people in Japan adding me as friends because of it.
It's good shit.
Mm-hmm.
And
Like,
then you got the Battle Broads
mm-hmm.
and your is it fans only fans, which I
Yes,
forgot.
OnlyFans.
There you go. All right. And that's what's how do they get to that?
OnlyFans.com/Marli Knox. Or go to my Instagram bio at the Little Trash Princess, LIL, and then Trash Princess, and the link is in my bio. And then it takes you straight to it.
Okay.
And
Okay.
there's
Well,
one last wrestler I could tell you about that I definitely look up to and watch a lot of his videos on YouTube, and I plan on trying to use some of his stuff because it's not used as much nowadays. But this was like early 2000s. IWA Mid South guy,
all right.
JC Bailey for sure.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I love JC.
Like I watch a lot of his stuff, and I'm like, gosh, like if I would have gotten into death matches when I was a little bit like a teenager, which they probably wouldn't let me do it anyway, because age, you know.
Johnny says, enter in TOS 5 for GCW.
I would love to. If they want me, I would totally be down.
All right. Well, I want to thank you
You're
very
welcome.
much for doing this for us.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much. We will see you at Southern Sickness
And Battle Broads.
and Battle Broads. Yes, IWA.
For that, because you don't know who I might be working. You might get a huge surprise.
Oh, awesome. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
All right.